Good evening, everyone. Please confirm if I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Ritika, am I audible?
Yes,
Because
sir.
I'm not able to hear you. Just a moment. Let me check. I think there's some problem with my playback device. Let me check. Yes. Now, could any one of you please confirm now?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Sir, you're audible.
All right. I think we are good to go now. Okay. So everyone, in the last class, we did a question based on journal. So we have been doing this chapter for the last few sessions, and in the last class as well, we did questions based on the journal only. So first of all, just tell me if any one of you have any kind of doubt regarding the question that I gave you for homework, or any other doubt related to this chapter. Please confirm if anyone have any kind of doubt. So we'll try to first of all resolve those doubts, and then only we'll start with a new question. Tanisha, Labiba, any doubts? Ritika, doubt?
No, sir.
Ritika, do you have any doubt? Tanisha, doubt? Okay. Also, just tell me whether all of you have attempted the question that I gave you for homework or not. You did those questions, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So I think we did this question in the last class. Apart from this, we did this question in the last class as well, I think. Yes or no? Yes, I think we did this question in the last session. Then I think I must have given you this. I must have gave you this question for your homework. Is that the question that I gave you for the homework? All of you, please confirm. Guys, tell me quickly. Labiba.
Yes, sir.
This is the same question I gave you for the homework. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so tell me, do you face any difficulty solving this? Did you face any difficulty, any problem? So since the question is easy, I don't think any of you would have any problem solving this. Anyways, let me show you the solution,
Sir?
correct solution of this. Yes.
So the second transaction, sir.
Oh, you have problem with the second transaction. Deposited check from saving account in the firm's account.
Bank account to capital account.
Yes. See, depositing check from saving account means that Mr. Singh is depositing from his personal account. So whenever Mr. Singh will contribute any amount, that will be considered as the capital of the Mr. Singh. That will be considered as capital of Mr. Singh, right? So basically, Mr. Singh is contributing from the personal account. This will eventually leads to the increase in the overall capital for the Singh, right? And secondly, it will also increase the bank balance of the business. The bank will increase, and the capital of Singh will also increase. Ram Avtar Singh. Sorry, I think the name of the owner was Singh. Okay, so the current journal entry would be for this bank account debit to capital account. Like, got it? Is it clear? Do I need to explain it further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then any other doubt? Received cash from Ram, purchase goods from cash for cash, sold goods to methods, Hari, sales. I'm sure that all of you must be able to solve this question because the question was pretty easy. Anyways, this is the solution. If anybody couldn't solve the question, you can take the screenshot of the solution. If anybody did not solve the question, they may take the screenshot. This is the solution for the question that I gave you for the homework. I think only one question I gave for the homework. Na?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, everybody. So we will start our discussion with this question. And in today's session also, we'll be discussing about the journal only. And probably this is going to be the last class of the journal. And from the next class onward, we'll be talking about some other chapters. All right. So first thing, question is saying that journalize the following transactions of Rakesh agencies, who is from Delhi, a proprietor Shri Rakesh. Okay. So this is the information is regarding the Rakesh agency. Rakesh is the proprietor of this business. Okay. So question start with, first of all, the first general entry, first transaction which is given in the question is that Rakesh commenced business with cash and purchased goods for cash, purchased goods from Mohan Delhi, opened a bank account with the Bank of India, purchased furniture for office, sold goods for cash, sold goods to Ram, cash sales paid to Mohan, Ram returned goods costing 500, paid salary, rejected and returned 10% of goods supplied by the Mohan. Okay, I am assuming the question is easy and I think all of you will be able to solve the question. So I'm giving you 10 minutes. Read all these transactions, pass the necessary general entries in all these transactions. I'm waiting for you to finish, then I'll show you the solution of the question. If anyone having any problem solving any transaction, please let me know. I'm right here. All right, everyone, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Would you be able to solve this question within 10 minutes? Say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm waiting for your responses. Dana, Pratika, Vanisha, and Labiba. So try this question and
Yes, sir.
try to answer within 10 minutes. Okay. I'm waiting for your solutions. Everyone doing?
Yes, sir. Only little bit is left, then I will tell you the answer.
Okay. All right, let me start with the first transaction, and all of you please just tell me whether the journal entry that I'm telling you is correct or not, whether you did the same journal entry or not. So the first transaction is Rakesh commenced business. Right, Rakesh commenced business with cash rupees 50,000. So the general entry for this will be cash account debit to capital account 50,000, 50,000. Got it? Is that everybody have done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we have, after that, we have the second transaction, purchase goods for cash. So the general entry for this will be purchase account debit to cash account. Got it, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then the third transaction is purchase goods from Mohan, Delhi. So since the name of the supplier, right?
Purchase account to Mohan's account.
Purchase account to Mohan's account. That's right. Then 7th January transaction says open bank account with the bank. Tell me anyone?
Bank account to cash account.
Bank account to cash account. That's right. Guys, just tell me if anyone is not able to pass the general entries. Or all these general entries that we have discussed until now. If anyone having any problem in these 4 transactions, do let me know. Otherwise, we'll move to the next point. Okay, so I'm assuming that everybody is able to solve or pass the general entries. Now, purchase furniture for office. The journal entry for this will be, since we are buying furniture and furniture is an asset, so our asset is increasing, and we must have purchased furniture for cash, I'm assuming. So our cash will reduce and furniture will increase. So the
Furniture
journal entry
account
for this,
debit to cash account.
furniture account debit to cash account. That's right. Perfect. Then the third transaction is goods sold for cash. Goods sold for cash. Sales is a revenue. Cash is an asset. So whenever revenue increases, we need to credit the revenue account, and cash increases, we need to debit the cash account. So the general entry will be cash account debit to sales account.
Sales account.
Right. Then tell me the journal entry for the January 20 transaction. Sold goods to Ram, Delhi.
Ram account debit to
Ram account debit to sales
Ram
account.
account debited to sales account.
Sales account. Perfect. Very good. Then cash sales.
Cash account
Right.
debit to sales
Cash account debit to sales account.
Perfect. Very good. Then January 27, paid to Mohan on account. Paid to Mohan on account.
Mohan's account debited
Mohan
to
account
cash.
debit to bank.
Yeah, Mohan account debit to bank account.
Gotcha.
Or instead, if you are assuming that you are paying Mohan through bank, then bank account will be credited. If you are assuming that you are making payment by way of cash, then in such a situation, cash account will be credited. So it is up to you. You can assume that either you assume it is paid through the bank, or you may also assume it is paid through bank or cash. Then January 28, Ram return goods costing. Ram, you remember that we earlier have sold goods to Ram. Ram was our debtor. Right, Ram was our debtor.
Sales return account debit to Ram account.
Sales return account debit to Ram account. That's right. Perfect. Very good. Then transaction January 31st. Paid salaries.
Salary account debit to cash account.
Salary account debit to cash account. That's right. And finally, 31st January, one more transaction. Rejected and returned 10% of the goods supplied by Mohan. See, if you're able to notice, we have on 27th of January, we have bought, sorry, just a minute. We have bought on January 5, we bought goods from Mohan for rupees 6,000. And out of this good, the goods that we have bought, we are returning 10% of the goods that we bought earlier. So that means goods costing 600 is being returned. The general entry for this will be, tell me.
Mohan account debit to
Purchase return account.
Correct. On account debit to purchase return account. That is the correct journal. Well done, everybody. If still anyone have any doubt, let me know. Zainab, Ritika, Vanisha, and Labiba. Any doubt in any kind, any transaction?
No,
Zainab?
sir, everything is correct.
No, sir.
All right. So I'm presuming that everybody is good with the journal entry. So I'm moving to the next question. Okay. So this is our next question. Started business with cash. Open a bank account. Buy check from saving account. What goods? So this one is also easy. Please, please also pass the journal entry for this question. Again, I'm giving you 10 minutes. Let's do one thing now. Uh, let me give you this question as a homework because this one is easy. I'm sure that you will be able to solve this question in the homework as well. Or if you want to solve it now, just tell me. Otherwise, I'm giving you this question as a homework. Right, everybody? Anybody
we
want
can
to do
solve.
this question? You can solve it now. You want to solve it now, or shall I give this question as a homework?
Sir, we can do and I will discuss the answers.
Sorry, Labiba?
Sir, I'm saying that we will do and then we will discuss the answers.
That will be better. I'm giving this question as a homework. You can solve it later. I'm moving to the next question. Let's take the screenshot of the question. Done? Shall I move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. The next question says, following are the transaction of RP Singh and Company, Kanpur for the month of July 2018, you are required to journalize the following transactions. So we have the transaction relating to the month of July, starting from 1st July to 31st July. We have various transactions given here, and we need to pass the journal entry for each of these transactions. The first transaction is started business with cash of rupees 80,000. Okay, so let's start with the solution. I want you to start passing the journal entries for all these transactions, and let me also open the notepad. Just a moment. Meanwhile, you can start with the solution of this question. You can start passing the journal entries. All right, everyone. So let's start with the first transaction. First transaction was relating to July 1st. And
Sir, the answer I will say.
sorry,
Can I say the answer?
oh, just a minute. So July 1. So the first general entry will be, since we have started business with cash of rupees 80,000, so the general entry will be cash account debit to capital account. Cash account debit to capital account, 80,000 debit and 80,000 credit. You can write down the narration yourself, being business started with cash. All right. Then moving to the next transaction. Next transaction took place on July 1st. Again, cash paid into bank. So July 1st, cash paid into bank. So amount of cash deposited in bank is 50,000. General entry for this will be bank account debit to cash. Right, everyone? 50,000. Then next transaction. Again on July 1st, bought stationery of rupees 300 plus CGST and SGST. Guys, pay attention, try to understand. CGST and SGST both are indirect taxes. Actually, we have an indirect tax which is known as GST, goods and service tax. And goods and service tax have two components. GST has two components. Firstly, it is CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax, CGST, and then there is SGST, State Goods and Service Tax. Okay, so GST is a kind of tax, and when we buy goods, we need to pay indirect tax. We need to pay CGST as well as SGST. All right. So the general entry for this will be, since we are buying stationery, paying GST, and GST is a tax, and tax is a kind of expense, right? Tax is what? Tax is a kind of expense, and because tax is an expense, and as per the rule of debit and credit, we need to debit the expenses, right? Everyone, expenses need to be debited every time. Everybody is able to recall that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And stationery is what? Stationery is an asset. So we are buying as stationery and paying tax. So since asset is increasing and expenses is also increasing, what are we going to do? We will debit the stationery account. CGST, SGST account will also be debited to cash account. I'm assuming that we are buying goods on cash. So the general entry for this will be on July 1st again. Stationery account debit. Why we are debiting stationery accounts? Because I'm treating a stationery as an asset. Then CGST is what? CGST is a kind of tax. So CGST account debit. SGST account will also be debited to cash, right? So we have bought goods of rupees 6,000, sorry, 3,000 on 3,000, not goods. We have bought stationery for 3,000, right? And we have paid 6% as GST. So 6% of 3,000 will be how much? It will be 18 rupees only. So 18 will be debited. 18 will be debited to 3,036. Got it, everyone? Is this clear? Yes or no? Tell me if it is clear, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Or if
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
it's clear. Okay, moving on to the next transaction, July 2nd, sold goods of rupees 7,500 plus CGST and SGST. See, whenever we buy goods, we need to, okay, I think I have missed the second July transaction. Bought goods of rupees 21,000
Sir,
plus
the-
CGST. Yeah,
Sir,
yes.
sir, in the third transaction, the cost is 300, right?
So transaction was for 300 only. Let me check. I considered it as 3,000. Yeah, it was 300. 300. Okay. Anyway, so okay, I have considered the value of the stationery as 300 and calculated CGST. I have considered the value of the stationery as 3,000 and by chance calculated CGST and SGST on 300. So anyways, so this will be 336. I'm sorry. Now moving on to the next transaction, July 2nd. On July 2nd, we are again buying goods this time. Bought goods of rupees 21,000 plus CGST, SGST. So the general entry for this will be purchase account debit since we are buying goods now. So purchase account will be debited. CGST account will also be debited. SGST account will also be debited. To presuming that we must have bought goods for cash. So to cash account 21,000 and 6% of 21,000 will be 1260 1260 2350. Okay, then we have one more transaction after this. July 5th, 5th of July transaction, sold goods. See, whenever we buy goods, we need to pay GST. But whenever we sell goods, we receive GST. So just like at the time of purchase of goods, CGST or SGST is an expense, it is a kind of expense. Similarly, at the time of sale, it is a collection, it is a kind of revenue, right? So, see, so the general entry on July 5 will be, since we are selling goods now, so cash account will be debited. Cash account will be debited to sales account, right? Sales account to CGST account and to SGST accounts. Are why we are crediting CGST and SGST this time? Because at the time of sale of goods, we will be collecting CGST and SGST. So this time it is considered as a revenue. And whenever our revenue increases, we need to credit the revenue account. So therefore, we are crediting CGST, SGST. Right? We have sold goods of rupees, how much? 7,500. 7,500. Upon which we have charged CGST, SGST of 6%. So this will be 450 and 450. Got it? Is it clear, all of you? Tell me if it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then finally adding 7,500, 450 and 450, it will be 8,400. Next transaction. Next transaction took place on 6th of July, wherein we have bought of furniture. July 6th, bought Office furniture, rupees 5,000 plus CGST, SGST 6% from Banerjee Brothers. Now this time the name of the seller is given. That means we must have bought furniture on credit, right? So our furniture will increase. We need to pay CGST, SGST. At the same time, our creditors will also increase. Our creditors will increase by the name of Banerjee Brothers. Got it? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So the journal entry for this transaction will be what? Journal entry will be on July 6th. Since we are buying furniture, so the journal entry will be furniture account debit. Or you can also write down office furniture account debit. Instead of only furniture, you can also write down office furniture. Office furniture's account debit, right? Two, and obviously we will be paying CGST account, SGST account. Two, what was the name of the seller? Sorry. Banerjee Brothers account. Okay, and the amount was 5,000 for furniture, 300 for CGST, 300 for SGST, totaling both we will get to 600. Tell me everyone, is this transaction, is the general entry clear, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good.
Yes, sir.
Then next transaction on July 11, sold goods of rupees 10,000 plus CGST, SGST. July 11, we are selling goods this time. And since it is not mentioned, the name of the buyer is mentioned this time. So that means we must be selling goods on credit. So write down Mahindra account debit. Mahindra account debit to sales account to CGST and SGST. Amount will be value of goods sold to Mahindra was 10,000, upon which we will be charging a CGST of 600. That is 6% of 10,000 and 600. So the total value will be 12,100. No, not 12,000. 11,200. Tell me all of you if it is clear or not. July 11th.
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay, coming back to the question again. 12th January 12th. It says on January 12th, received check from Mahindra for the amount due. Received check from Mahindra. So we must have received check of how much amount was due upon Mahindra. Total amount due upon Mahindra will be, see, like we will have to check how much goods we have sold goods to Mahindra. We have sold goods of rupees 11,200 from to Mahindra. That means the amount due from Mahindra is 11,200. and the same amount is being paid by Mahindra here on July 12th by way of check. So this means bank account debit to Mahindra, right? General entry for this will be on July 12th. General entry will be bank account debit to Mahindra account. The amount in the question is not given, but since we already know that we have sold goods to Mahindra for rupees 11,200 and the same amount must have been paid by him, so 11,200 will be credited, 11,200 will be debited to the bank account. This is it. Tell me everyone, is this clear to all of you, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's clear. All right, so I want all of you to move ahead with the other transaction, pass the general entry for the remaining transaction. Done everyone? Done, everyone?
Sir, I'm
Say
done.
yes or no. Okay, other than Laviva, anyone also completed?
So the last one.
Last one. Okay. Finish it quickly.
So done.
Done. Everyone else also done? Zainab? Done. Okay, just a minute. All right, everyone. Just tell your solution with this solution. I think we have already did till July 16th. Nah? You have to do from the July 20 onwards. So July 20 purchase, the general entry for July 20 will be purchase account debit to IGST account to State and Brothers. See, just like GST have basically, we can classify there are 3 types of GST instead of 2. Whenever you are selling the goods within the same state, in such a situation, CGST and SGST will be applicable. But if you are selling outside the state, let's suppose if you resides in UP and you sell the goods to Delhi, right? So in such a situation, CGST and SGST is not applicable. In that case, IGST will be applicable. All right. And if you are selling from selling within the same state, in that case, CGST and SGST will be applied. So whenever we sell goods to the other state, IGST will be attracted. Like on July 20, we are buying or selling. Like, yeah, this time we are buying goods from Delhi. One of the seller resides at Delhi. State and Brothers is at Delhi. So since we are buying the goods from Delhi, therefore we will have to pay the IGST. And if we will be buying the goods from the same state, in that case, CGST, SGST will be applicable. I hope this point is clear to all of you. And therefore, the general entry for this will be everything got deleted by mistake. Let's go. Okay, so we were talking about this July 20 transaction. So on July 20, the general entry for this date will be purchase account debit, IGST account debit to State and Brothers account. And then on July 26, the general entry will be cash account debit, Ramation company account. Right, everyone? Everybody did the same general entry for July 26 as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then for July 28, the journal entry will be State and Brothers account debit to bank account. And since State and Brothers is giving us discount of 2400, so the general entry will be State and Brothers account debit, bank account to bank account to discount receivable. Is that what you have also done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then for the July 31st, we'll be passing rent account debit to rent outstanding. Okay, so this will be the general entry for this particular question. I hope everything that we discussed in this question is clear to all of you, right? And since we are already done with this question, so I think we can move to the next question. So there is one similar question. I'm giving you this question as homework. This question will be a homework. Kindly take the screenshot of this, please. Done. And see, whenever CGST and IGST need to be applied, you have to charge CGST and SGST at 6% and IGST at 12%. In some transaction, question is not telling us about the X, but keep that in mind whenever you will be buying any good. Like we have bought machinery as on January 10th. So this time there is no information regarding the payment of tax. But since we are buying machinery, so we have to presume that we must be paying CGST or SGST as well. Okay. And since the state is not mentioned here, we will presume that we are buying the goods from Punjab only. We are buying the goods from the same state. And whenever we buy goods from the same state, in that case, CGST, SGST will be applicable. Okay. And like in this transaction, January 20, purchase timber from Singh and Company, Ludhiana, Punjab. In this question, it is specifically mentioned that we are buying goods from the Punjab itself. So in that case, CGST, SGST will be applicable. Okay, I hope you will be able to solve the question. So I'm giving this question as a homework to you. Got it, everyone? Will you be able to solve this question?
Yes.
Guys, please confirm. Okay, so this will be homework. And apart from this, let me check if I have any other question that I can give you for homework. Okay, so this is it for today's session. I'm not giving you any more questions. These two questions are still there in this chapter, but we will be discussing these questions in the next class with you. I'm not giving this question as a homework because this will be little different from the questions that we were earlier discussing. So I'm not giving you any more questions for the homework. So this is it for today's class, guys. See you in the next class. And yeah, probably we will be conducting a small test in the next class of the same chapter. I'll be conducting a small test of half an hour regarding from this chapter only, from the journal. Okay, is it clear to all of you? In our
Yes,
next
sir.
class, that will be on Thursday, we will have a half an hour test. So in the first half hour, we will be discussing the question that are yet to be discussed in the chapter, and after that, after completing those questions, we will conduct a small test in the remaining half an hour of the class. It will be a small test. You don't have to be very much worried about the test. So make sure that you revise everything before attending the next class. Otherwise, you will have difficulty attending the questions. All right. So this is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining in. We'll see you in the next class. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Most welcome.